Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Now let's take a look again on the gold market. So you can see market mostly has confirmed things that we have discussed recently, that we have pointed on few clearly bearish moments, especially on the sharp reversal on the hourly chart that we have discussed yesterday. That is absolutely not typical for a bullish market. And so drastic change of the sentiment just points on big changes on the sentiment on the market. So as a result, market finally has confirmed the erasing of this grabber that has been formed previously. We already talked about this, that probably it should happen, but now we have the official confirmation. The market right now is collapsed. So based on the performance of the 10-year yield, you could see what's going on here. So yesterday we already said market is consolidating around the top. So once the gap has been closed, it's returned right back up and market is preparing for high CPI numbers. At the same time, if we'll take a look at the intraday charts, there's still some room exists on a possible more or less significant pullback. In today's Euro video, I already explained why this could happen. So although rising on the CPI in August and September is totally corresponds to our long-term view, our fundamental analysis, but the problem is that the new spiral has started in August. And it might happen that in the numbers of index, in the components of the index, it could appear not all the components and of the inflation, and they could come to the index not from the beginning of the month, because inflation start rising not in the beginning of the August, but somewhere in the middle of the month. That's why the final result, it might be higher. I mean the CPI numbers, but it still might be slightly below the expectation. It absolutely doesn't mean that inflation is better and it's decreasing. It means just it was not the whole months of the rising have appeared in the new numbers for the August, and that's why it's slightly lower in September, and in October CPI will rise just faster. But this slightly lower indicator might make impact on the sentiment, especially for those who are just watching on the numbers and don't think about the background. So, and from that standpoint, we still should be ready for a possible pullback on the gold market as well, if we will be correct concerning all the stuff around consumer price index. As a result, on the follow time frame chart, take a look. Market right now stands in agreement support. So 1907 COP target in around 618 level. And if the pullback will happen, for instance, it might be somewhere back to the 1920. It's very probable. And in this case, we will appear right at the same point where we were yesterday. If somebody of you have decided to take the position, that's great. You could currently move stops to the break-even or even book result, at least partially, just to not take the risk on the whole position right before the CPI numbers. It's a logical solution. For the others, let's keep watching what will happen. If we will be correct on CPI, we could get a nice pullback back to this 1920 area, but simultaneously we need to keep an eye on the performance around this line. Why? Because this is actually the lower border of the flag on the daily chart, and for the bearish context, it will not be a good sign if market will return it back up. In fact, it could mean the bearish trap if market will suddenly return right back up inside of the flag consolidation. And it could mean that market could reverse action and start action in the opposite direction. This is important. So that's why we're really welcome the retracement, but only if it will be lower than this area. In other circumstances, we probably will have to postpone for a longer time taking any new shorts position. If in some case market will return still above this area, that could lead to appearing of the head and shoulders pattern. So take a look, that may become the left shoulder head, and that might be right arm later, and as I said, strong upward action. So that's why for the bears, this level is very important. So that's actually a few moments that we need to keep an eye on today and see what will happen during the data release.